So, welcome in. Why do I keep attracting men who don't take initiative? You might be asking yourself this question over and over. Why do I keep attracting men who avoid responsibility, seem to lack direction, who don't take initiative? And you might think that the problem is who you are attracting. But what if the real question is why do I keep ending up in relationships where I feel like I have to lead? Those aren't the same things. Okay? So you kind of have to figure out why you are the constant pattern. If you take a look back and you see that relationships haven't been your biggest asset, take curiosity into that. Take note on what you've been through. Okay, so you may be, if you're a person who is struggling with this problem, you may have learned to stay in control rather than to take lead. A woman who maybe you learned that being safe or that being in control keeps you safe. Maybe you initiate every conversations. Maybe you make all the plans. Maybe you solve every problem. You carry the emotional labor. Maybe you even provide for your partner instead of being provided for. What will happen if you're in the situation, if you get pregnant? Who will take care of the baby? The man? Okay. But when your body is going through that struggle, how are you supposed to be taken cared for at that time? So when you start making all of these actions, when you start initiating, when you start solving every conflict and making all the plans, and you anticipate everyone's needs, your partner learns to adapt the role that you've taken. Hi, welcome in. Let me know if you have any questions. Just keep them going. I'm just going to finish the thought on like why women keep on ending and attracting men who don't take initiative, who avoid responsibility, who seem to lack direction. Okay. So at the end of the day, being independent isn't the problem. The problem is that you feel like you have to do everything because you don't trust anybody else to do so. There is a difference between choosing to lead and feeling like you have no other option. You don't trust that the man that you're with is going to solve the issue. Therefore, you have to pick up on this role that you've been carrying for your entire life. Okay? So you don't solve this by finding another man. Actually, I just got a message earlier today in the morning, and my friend was asking me, please do a video on how to break up with your boyfriend, because break up with her boyfriend because she still loves him, but like she thinks that by getting herself a new boyfriend, she's going to solve the issue. What if I told you that that's not going to solve the issue? If your identity stays the same, you will often recreate the same relationship with someone new, the same relationship dynamic with someone new. So the question you should really asking yourself is, why do I struggle so much with receiving? Why am I not able to trust? Why am I not able to really trust the person that I chose to be with? Because you might think, oh, he's not gonna solve the issue. Oh, because he's not going to make enough money. Oh, because, and all of these answers that you might think of. Another question that you might ask yourself that might bring this type of enlightenment or consciousness into awareness is, why do I feel guilty asking for help? I've struggled with everything that I've told you, but in a different way. Why does letting go of control feel unsafe? Why am I afraid what happened if I stopped carrying everything? These are questions that you should be asking yourself to get to know yourself, but also figure out why you are not comfortable receiving, why you're not comfortable trusting. And the thing is, we've chosen our partners. That's the only person we get to choose from our family. Like, that's the only person we get to choose from our family. This isn't this isn't about like becoming less successful. This is not about quitting your job. This is not about playing small. This is not about pretending you don't know things. It's about emotional mastery. It's about trust. It's about vulnerability. It's about allowing someone else to contribute. And maybe because you didn't have this experience as in your childhood, it might be very revealing. It might be very scary to trust. And I thought I would come here and like really share all of this. You're not only getting emotional mastery, but you're upgrading your identity. Extraordinary relationships aren't created because one person changes. They're created because when two people stop operating from survival mechanisms or survival patterns, they start relating intentionally. Okay? If you are I'm about to answer you guys. If you're tired of repeating, the same relationship patterns, and if you're ready to understand what's really driving them, Extraordinary Relationships, the course that I'm teaching, is the most extensive, the most complete course that I've built so far. No, I have my bullet points right here. So once you really get to know your patterns and what's driving them before, what's driving them underneath, you can understand and you can have an identity upgrade, and therefore you'll choose differently. So I welcome everybody that wants to upgrade and choose differently and choose their divine partner, their divine soul member, to choose, a divine union. Sahil says, do you practice self-love when you feel lonely? I think I practice self-love every day when I show up for myself and for my desires and for my end goals, but like also walking in alignment. So to answer your question, I think self-love has to do with self-trust. Self-love has to do with defining what that means for you and taking those actions to be in love with yourself, if that makes sense. How do you move on? Shri says, how do you move on? You, in a relationship, you kind of need to put yourself first. In a relationship, people or women often abandon themselves in relationship because they don't really know how to put themselves first. They don't really know how to handle conflict. They don't really know how to set up boundaries. All of these subjects they're mentioned in Creating Extraordinary Relationships. Floating Man says, do you think you choose your partner, or was it written in the stars? Fate written before you came into existence. You came into existence. Did you have the same feeling with your first partner who cheated? That's an interesting question. And yes, even though I believe that there's some kind of fate written, I honestly believe that you have free will. So it's not like there's something already written. Like, there's something written, but at the same time, there's also the path not taken. So I don't know. I feel like I've changed so much that I could see every type of Greta that there ever was, if that makes sense. Sharam says, it's my girl's birthday tomorrow. Should I break up with her tomorrow or not? Want to make her birthday memorable? That's not nice. Thank you for your compliments. That question really got me thinking, because I spoke to one client the other day and she told me that she didn't want to feel like she needed to take the course because she felt like she didn't want to chase someone. So what I teach is not about chasing, manipulating, or anything like that. It's more about learning about yourself, learning about what your patterns are, and upgrading. So instead of repeating, I could, I don't know, share with you my experience of the woman who I used to be. Who was that woman? The woman who was insecure, the woman who settled for less, the woman who didn't know her worth. So when you say, or some people have this ideal of thinking, like, I'm not gonna take a course that's going to tell me how to be something, right, that they're missing. And this is when I answer, this is what, it's not about you it's not about you chasing anybody. It's more about understanding why you're not getting that thing. It's more about you understanding how to take into consideration emotional mastery, how to, you know, stop with the manipulating tactics, because I feel like manipulating tactics are all over the internet, and they're all over, you know, YouTube, and they're all over the media, and that doesn't attract someone conscious. That doesn't attract someone who knows how to trust their own gut. Like, really, really listen to what I'm saying, because you can, like, those manipulation tactics work, but not in the long run. They have an expiration point. You can call in whatever guy you want, but you're not going to be able to keep it. You're not going to be able to have a healthy and stable relationship. So yeah, it's not for women or people who want a quick fix. This is what I often say. It's not for people who expect the answer to be written. It's deeper than that. It's questioning what your life experience to bring out those answers. Yeah. Like, being brave enough to be able to tune in and to trust someone other than yourself is for brave women. Like, not a lot of women who are in tune with the higher source, who have emotional safety. This type of women are usually, psychologically, they have to come from stable families. There are so many people in this world who, you know, don't have a stable home in their childhood years, and we don't really understand why we have these patterns, and because we haven't seen a real healthy, what a real healthy stable relationship looks like. So whatever we've experienced is essentially projecting out everything that we've lived. So however hard, difficult your life has been until today, that's how what you keep projecting. If there has been a lot of fear, if there has been a lot of instability, if you in your childhood years, another client of mine or another friend, someone, one of them took the role of being the responsible one, and she had to work since she was 14 years old. Like, how traumatic is this when you are in your adulthood and you're not able to really trust or to be vulnerable in your relationship because you've never had that? Because what if they die? What if, I don't know, there are millions of what ifs, right? But everything that we've experienced so far is really a projection. Your present moment is a projection of everything that you've lived. So how can you really upgrade? Is to understand what those projections are. Is to understand how I'm able to control my emotions. It's how I'm able to upgrade, and no matter how fearful this feels to receive or to trust or to be vulnerable, no matter how much fear I feel in my body, I know that I'm doing it for the greater good. I'm doing it for my future kids. I'm not doing it only for me. It's because I want to have a healthy, stable life and a stable family that I've never had. And I'm sharing this because we don't, I mean, we don't understand where everything comes from until you start looking inwards, when you start taking courses, when you start studying. Jan says, why emotion is a important part of our, why emotions? Emotions are important part of life because we are humans. We're emotional beings. We are moved by emotion. Like everything that we're doing is feeling. The difference is how you're feeling. Are you suppressing? Are you reacting? Neither of those emotional reactions are regulating you. Thank you for your compliments. Ed Hardy says, we are also destructive at the same time. Yes, but we're also, like our soul, like we're here brought in this world for our evolution. As like we all, every soul and every human being in this earth has a purpose. So it matters to look at what you want to put your life in. So if you believe that you think that we're destructive, yes, you're going to get that. But I don't see it that way. Make sense? Hello, Sam. Ed Hardy, why do you say that we don't deserve this planet? I don't agree with you. But I would love your point. I would love you to share your point of view. He says we humans don't deserve this planet as we become threat to every other living organism. It's not a recording, this is live. Hello, Muhammad. Hello, welcome in. Hello, Jennifer. Welcome in. Yeah, Jan says, now my parents have a 35-year married life, but I can't see their relationship emotions. Well, it depends on what kind of relationship they have. Like, are they able to communicate? Do they hold emotion and are not really true to their own beings? These are very deep questions and I don't expect you to answer them, but every family carries their own dynamics. As we grow older, we tend to see them more clearly. Some people may hold resentment towards other people. in the relationship. Like, it doesn't necessarily have to be a love relationship, but in a family dynamic, there are some things that work in that survival mechanism, and people tend to take on roles. Yeah, hi Ed Hardy. Well, thank you for sharing your point of view. He says, we're destroying habitats, polluting the air and water, driving global warming through the roof. Countless species are going extinct just because of the mess we've made. Um, yes, but there is so many good things. Like, there is good and bad things. If we just focus on the bad, we're not able to see everything that we've been able to accomplish. Like, we have information from all over. We're connected. I don't know where you are right now, but I am streaming from Florida, America, in the United States, and how amazing it is to be able to be connected, like, no matter where you are. The internet is a powerful tool. There are pros and there are good things and bad things in everything. And to mention only the bad is to not be aware of the whole picture. Yeah, I agree with you. At the end of the day, he says, every single creature on this planet has just as much of a right to be here as we do. We aren't superior to nature, and it's time we stop acting like we own the place. I agree. No, but I agree with what you're saying. Changing the subject a little bit. I wanted to do this stream because so many women think that changing their partner is going to fix the problem. That's not going to change the problem. You have to see what type of identity you're holding on to. And I say identity, and identity, it's not a complex subject, but like, people don't know what that means. The mask that you've been carrying, the childhood wounds that you're portraying, the type of love that you're attracting, they're all responding to your own being. And I thought I would do this video because my friend keeps on being on this relationship pattern, on this dynamic of her being in control of things, but like, she's not really allowing the guy to take care of her. So it's not about you changing, like ending the relationship. It's about you allowing him to be the man, allowing him to take charge, allowing him to go and get a job at the end of the day. And to be able to trust and surrender and be vulnerable takes a brave woman. And all of everything that I've just explained, we talked about emotional mastery, we talk about boundaries, we talk about how do you actually get the man. a conscious being. We talk about identity restructuring on the course that I'm teaching, and it's a founding cohort. This started on July 12th, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm continuously upgrading the course, and as the price goes up every week. Yeah. So if you're feeling called, please join in, because I would love to have you. I always get this comment that I look like Michael Jackson, but like I really admire Michael Jackson, so thank you. Yeah. She's speaking facts, that's true, but the thing is, people don't really do that 100%. Please help me. How can I help? She's teaching, yes. I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to dance like him, but thank you. Yeah, the US is good for living comfortably, but I also think that with the internet, you're able to do a lot of things and to be able to accomplish a lot of things. Okay. Hello, Gloria. Welcome in. What's behind me? There's nothing behind me. So if you're feeling called, I'm going to forward this video to my clients who know this and who have this pattern, so they can get some light in their day. I feel like it's messy. I don't have a comb right now. It's not, it's closed. So Mohammed, is that how you say your name? In Western countries, some women wear very little clothing. On some beaches, some even go nude. And is this really freedom? When modesty disappears, people may cross any limit. Is this really freedom? I don't think that's really freedom, you know? It goes way deeper than that. Oh, you deleted the question. Bye, thank you so much for joining me. Gloria, in the United States, Florida. My psychologist, no, but I've studied so much on the subject. Safe peace be upon you too. Um, I think that point of view, it's because of the drastic measures a woman is in your country. I'm not Christian, but I went to an all-girls Catholic school during my elementary years. I do believe in God, or a higher power, a higher source. And I encourage my clients not any religion, but I encourage them to believe something higher than themselves. Therefore, we could honestly be vulnerable, and we could let go of things, and it kind of puts us in this position of like everything's working out in our favor. So yeah, no, to answer your question, I went to an all-girls Catholic school, but now as an adult, I'm not I don't practice any religion. I don't go to church, but I do talk to the higher power, if that makes sense. Yeah. Hi, Gloria. No, I don't have any kids. Not yet. Oh, thank you so much, Ernest. I'm glad you enjoy the videos. I do them from the bottom of my heart, and I really hope they bring light to people and love, and hopefully they see something in them, some clarity, some realizations, something. Yeah, I agree. This person says most religions are philosophical, but the irony is that most people following religion don't really get that. I agree at 1000%. They are kind of saying similar things. I've no, I'm not serious. I think that's just my face. Oh, thank you. The morning routines. I don't remember that. Maybe that was like last year or in the beginning of the year. I haven't done that in a long time. Who's your clients? What do you do? So I am teaching creating. This is the whole reason I'm doing this stream, is because this person today told me, hey girl, can you please do a video on how to end my relationship with my boyfriend, who I really love. He doesn't take initiative, he avoids responsibility. And instead of just telling her, hey, just get this course, you're gonna get the best thing out of it, and telling her, everything it has, I thought I would do this video and forward it to her, because, or maybe she's in here watching, Brenda. Instead of telling her, hey, just get the course that I'm teaching, creating extraordinary relationships, I thought I would share the patterns, share why changing the person you're with is not going to change you, is not going to get you the results that you want. Essentially, you might change the guy, but you will end up being still controlling in the relationship. So what do I teach? I teach how to have a healthy and amazing relationship, but not only in love, but also with other people. It's about emotional mastery and knowing your patterns. I was born in Peru. So yeah, I'm getting hungry. If there are no more questions about relationships, about attracting your divine partner, if you're in a toxic relationship, and if you're watching in the replay, please comment, because I would love, I often answer the the questions in another video. So I would love to know what your thoughts are and everything. I'm not a turtle. Wait, what? Anyway, I'm not even gonna acknowledge this. Um, I'm so hungry. Yeah. I don't know yet. I don't know what I will cook. Maybe I will cook or maybe I'll order in. No, it's the this guy saying, when you're hungry, then food is the best to talk about. That's the worst thing to do. To talk about food when you're hungry because you can almost like imagine it. Yeah, no. Hi, Mohammed. Thank you for joining me. I'm not using any filter. I don't even know how to do that. Let's see. Wait. I thought that was a filter. Oh, that's a filter. That's horrible. I turned it off. Wait, did you see the difference? Thank you. About my teeth. I love my teeth too. Yeah. Um anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I really hope this brought some light and awareness. And I hope to see you in the next one, okay? If you're watching the replay, comment whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever it is that you have a problem in the relationship. I would love to answer your questions. And if you're, new, don't forget to subscribe and like the video. It really helps me. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you in the next one, okay?